guys, Axomyth here, and as you can see, it is less of a clutter than it was last time. I don't feel the need to zoom in on my face to, block off the rest of the room. So yeah, I got my Dragon Ball Z figures right here. Got some just miscellaneous stuff up here, like I got Star Wars, Haruhi Suzumiya, more Star Wars, and then I got my Star Wars figures on this shelf right here. And then I got like Star Wars Pops kind of down here that you can't see. And if you can, then you'll notice that it's a mess because my kids like playing with those. I don't mind. I'm not a giant pop collector, but there are a few that I do kind of mind. But anyway, so what I got today is pickups and a few things to talk about. I'm doing this kind of how I used to, that being I'll show off pickups first, and then I will talk about a few things. I'm doing it like this because this might be the last Gamers Vlog I do this year, unless, I'll probably still end up doing like reviews. I'm not saying that the Bad Batch is off or whatever, which by the way, go check those out if you haven't. Yeah, so without further ado, let's get into this. So number one is I got Jesus Christ Superstars. This is the 1970s version, and this seems to be a lot more of like a theatrical movie, like an actual movie. And then this is this was recorded in 2000, but it released in 2013. This is more like a Broadway version, I guess, and I'm pretty excited to check out both. Now, the reason why I bought these was because the 2.5-hour behind the scenes of Star Wars, the original trilogy, it's called The Empire Dreams. It's actually on Disney Plus if you want to go check it out. But they basically just name drop this, and ever since then I have been curious as to what on earth this even was. So I haven't even seen these yet. This one is actually still sealed. Believe it or not, I found this at the Restore, so that's pretty interesting. Along with that from the Restore, I also found the home video album. And basically this just has like a bunch of fanfares, and it seems to have just some sort of like generic music tied into it to for your home video, I guess. I figured, this might be interesting for some of my videos, Granted, if they aren't copyrighted, which they probably are, but. So next, I got the movie Krull. I have a thing for cheesy sci-fi movies, and this looks like it just has so much cheese, even from the back of the box. I'm not sure what this is about, but I know I've heard it from somewhere else before. I wonder if it's from like this retrospective that I saw on YouTube once, but I didn't watch because I didn't watch the movie. And, the reason why you usually watch retrospectives is because you've watched the movie, you know what I mean? Whatever. But, yeah, Krull. Totally glad to see this. It looks like it has so much cheese in it. It looks so fun. And then the next movie, this is another one that Amy Sturgis recommended if you're a giant Star Wars fan. It's called Ikiru. And basically it's like a Wonderful Life type of story. And kind of without the supernatural elements, though. He finds out he has stomach cancer, and then he just kind of realizes what has he done with his life, you know what I mean? And not much, apparently. But yeah. I don't remember what this inspired in Star Wars, but this was one that she said, go ahead and watch. It's awesome. So, yeah, and if you're into foreign films, I definitely say check this one out.
Hey guys, Axomyth from the future here. And something I forgot to mention right around here before I move on from movies is that I did get to see Dragon Ball Super Season 9. I thought this season had some really interesting things, like 2 other characters fusing together. But other than that, it was a lot of just, same old fighting that's been going on for about 2 seasons now. And yes, this was very important to mention. The time continuum depended on this. The reason why? Well, that's classified.
Okay, so that's pretty much it for movies. Going on to manga/books now, and I've got Noragami #7. Nothing really special with this one. It's like if you've ever read the series Noragami Stray God, it's pretty typical. Nothing really out of the ordinary like the last time where I actually had something to say about it, but yeah. But it's still a nice read. It's kind of one of these series that, like, when I spend time away from it, it's kind of hard to get back into. But then when I start actually reading again, I'm like, oh yeah, this is actually like really cool. That's why I'm collecting it. That's right. It's actually pretty cool. I don't know. Sometimes I feel like I'm collecting a little too much at the same time, I guess. I also got number 8. I have not read this one yet. That's all I really have to say about that. For those who've been watching basically since my Ramen Comes pickup, you'll know that I've been collecting Twilight Princess manga, and this is number 6 and 7. I had the opportunity to pick up number 8. In fact, like Noragami number 8, I literally just picked up last week. But I wasn't sure if I had number 8 of Twilight Princess or not, so I opted out. It seems like that there's an original character in this, because if you look, there's an original character on number 6 here. So, and then next, I've got the Sai of Haruhi Suzumiya here. This is number 2 in the book light novel series. I believe this is actually like the second half of season 2, where they're recording like a movie for like this film, not this film festival, for basically this school festival that they're having. And yeah, it's really fun to read. And then I also got number 4 because I had number 3 already. And this one is The Disappearance of Haruhi Suzumiya, and this basically goes throughout the entirety of the movie. There's like this 2.5 hour long movie that came out for the show, and yeah, this basically covers it. I'm just going to group these two together, but I've got The Rampage of Haruhi Suzumiya and The Wavering of Haruhi Suzumiya. Sorry, I had to read those because I don't memorize all of these. But yeah, this is basically like the extension of the show, is book 1 through 6. And even then, I heard that parts of 5 and 6 were not even included in the show. So there's going to be some unexplored grounds here in these two, and then even going on, and then just going on to 7. Whenever I get that, will be totally unexplored. I won't know what's anything beyond this. So that's a really fun. And then the last thing I got was Dragon Ball Vizbig manga number 3. Now, an interesting story that came from these was that I think it was back in 2015, just before I got married. A friend of mine from work totally just gave me number 1 and 2. I'd been collecting, and he kind of knew this, the Dragon Ball Z manga at the time. I hadn't finished it yet. In fact, I don't think I finished that until like 2018, 2017. Been collecting it for almost 10 years by that point. But those are like the I don't remember all the release names, but basically it's the one where the all of the spines create the picture of the characters running. But he kind of knew that, but he just literally gave me, no strings attached. He didn't want them anymore. Mangas 1 and 2 of this. So then I was like, well, instead of getting rid of those, since these actually have colored pictures in them, I decided to get these instead for Dragon Ball. And I think this is basically just like all of the Red Ribbon arc, if you've ever seen the show and know what that even means. Okay, so last up is video games, and the funny thing is, like, I say that I'm gonna have to stop spending, because I really am this year, but I actually have like a bunch of games. But you got to remember that these weren't picked up like all in 1 month. These were picked up from basically January to now, so that's like 5 months. 5 months-ish. So I'm going to start out with the digital games first. I'll plop them up on the screen here. And first up, I got Wario Land 4. This one was one that I could have sworn, like, it's a GBA game, but I could have sworn that it made it to like $35. And like, I know that's how much it costed back when it came out, but nowadays I'm just not willing to spend that much for a 20-year-old game, almost 20-year-old game. I would have rather played this one portably, but it is what it is. I'm glad to have it otherwise. Next up is Metroid Fusion. Now, if you go all the way back to last year, actually, kind of maybe I started this in March. I could have sworn it was around this time though, but you'll notice that like Metroid Fusion was like one of the first games I'd ever. First off, I played in 2020, but also one of the first games that I featured here on Gamers Log. And basically, that copy is not actually mine. I don't remember if it's my oldest brother's or if it's my parents', but it's one of theirs. And I was actually planning on returning it soon to one of them. And yeah, I'm really glad to have this, even if it's like in my virtual collection. This is actually one of those games. The reason why I didn't buy this physical for myself is because this is actually one of those games where I've never actually seen in person beyond this one copy I have in my possession at this point. That's why I bought this digital. So next up is Metroid Prime Hunters, and I bought this one basically because I bought the trilogy. I'm sure you saw that like right next to Metroid Prime Hunters. But I decided to just get this. It's a DS game. I thought it'd be really interesting to have it, the top screen be the TV screen, and then have the tablet be the bottom screen. And I thought that would really help the gameplay too. It'd probably look like total crap because, PlayStation games tend to look nasty, blown up on a giant TV. And it's no different for a DS that had less resolution than a PlayStation. But I'm still pretty excited to like actually play this, I guess. Next we have Metroid Prime Trilogy, and now I'm actually like kind of banging my head against the wall on this one because back when I got it, I'd seen this in a retro store, right? And it was like, I thought it was like $60, which granted for these games is not a bad price to actually pay, because I think Metroid Prime 2 for the GameCube reaches to like $200. Maybe not 200, maybe closer to 100. But still, it's still a little outrageous and a little out of my price range for buying a video game. So bought this for $20 on the eShop on the Wii U, and then literally next day, sort of kind of, at least within the week, I saw this on Facebook Marketplace for $20. Like, Metroid Prime was actually one I really wanted to play, but I figured I would expand my horizons a little bit more before I start tackling things that are a bit more familiar, like Nintendo, which, by the way, has not really happened, because I've been kind of stuck playing the 3DS and the Switch, and that's all I really have is, like, Nintendo games. So then the last digital game is actually on my 3DS this time, and I got Donkey Kong 94. I really like the original arcade, and I've heard nothing but good things about, the Game Boy version. So I'm looking forward to play that one. Alright, so that's it for virtual games. Now it's time to go on physical games, which there are significantly less. Well, actually, I guess, only 5. There's, when compared to only like 5 of them, it's not significantly less, basically. So first off, I got Star Wars Squadrons. I gave in. I hate you, EA, but I'm thirsty for some Star Wars games, and I'm not going to support Battlefront 2, but I will support this because I know that this was at least by a different developer. So, I really should have bought this secondhand, but, I want Star Wars games, and the way I'm going to get Star Wars games is to support EA, I guess. I don't know. I do hope that, Disney lets go of their exclusive license, though, because that was just one of the many dumb moves Disney has made with Star Wars throughout the years. But I am excited to play this game. I've heard nothing but good things, except for maybe the control scheme's a little too complicated. That's about all I've heard about it. And for this one, I got Gianna Sisters Twisted Dreams Director's Cut. And then the next one, I got Zombie U. I think this is ported to other consoles, but you could not beat $10 for this game on the Wii U. So I was like, sure, why not? I'm one of those weird people who still kind of like the Wii U. And the reason why I've actually bought a lot of this stuff for the Wii U is that I watched this video called Owning a Wii U in 2021, and he made me realize why I like the Wii U and that there is a lot of stuff on the eShop that I can buy. So I was like, yeah, sure. And then this and the next game were actually impulse buys from Amazon because this one was only $10 and they said that, it's only like 5 left. And so then I grabbed this one and I'm ashamed, but, So next up I got Zombie U, and I haven't heard that this is actually the definitive edition to play this game. Not that I really look for that sort of thing anyway, but this does have the added Wii U compatibility, the Wii U gamepad compatibility, and so that it adds like a scope and stuff like that. So it'd be really interesting to play. This is in fact kind of like a horror game, and I'm not really into that type of stuff, but it is what it is. So that's it for the pickups. Like I said, only 3 physical games in a span of 5 months for me is not that bad. So pat myself on the back for that one. And so I got a few things here I want to talk about today. First up, I watched Galaxy Quest. Like I went into this movie thinking it was like what I was looking for, cheesy sci-fi fun from like the 2000s. It actually isn't that, sort of, kind of. It has Tim Allen, Sigourney Weaver, and Alan Rickman from, you know him as Professor Snape from Harry Potter. And basically what it's about is, it's like if you took this cast of Star Trek and put them in Star Trek situations. It's actually like a really funny film. At least I thought it was pretty funny. Maybe some of the humor hasn't aged super well. I don't know. I'm not really the judge of that. And then the last thing I wanted to talk about was I finally finished Breath of the Wild. I did not complete it. I went for basically all 120 shrines, and I was getting all the memories, and then I realized that to do 120 shrines, you have to get all of the memories, so it's kind of goes hand in hand there. Although you don't have to do all the side quests, which thank goodness. I don't really care to do all side quests. See, I actually kind of accidentally stumbled into Ganon, and instead of going back and exploring more of the castle, I was really just kind of like, okay, I guess I'm doing this now. I really, I'm almost done. I don't care. So basically what I did was I was at the Great Plateau. I went, I think, eastward to like Zoro's Domain and that stuff, and then I basically went all around the map and then made Hyrule Castle like the last kind of thing I explored. And even then I think I explored like around Hyrule Castle first, and then kind of went around the rest of the circle of Hyrule and then went to the castle. So yeah, this was a really fun experience. I didn't explore every single part of the map because there's actually a few shrines I had to go back for, but I at least scouted the areas the best I could. But yeah, this was how I remember Ocarina of Time being as a kid. Like, just the ability to go around and explore and just have fun in the world. And yeah, I love the art style. I love the non-linearity of it. I do think that maybe the cooking mechanic can go a little deeper in that, because basically you have to cook like this with this to get Stanima with Stanima to get Stanima, but you can't do heart with Stanima to get both, or at least a reduced version of both. Kind of the same thing with attack, defense, and stealth and just stuff like that. You can't kind of mix and match. You have to kind of stay within the same kind of food group to get the outcome of that. And I just kind of wish that you were able to get at least 2 or 3 different timers of like, you know, attack, defense, and stealth or whatever, you know what I mean? That would make it a lot more deeper and just, you know, I feel like expand the game a little bit. But as it is, this is a great game. Go do yourself a favor and play it. Alright guys, well that's it for this video. Just go check out my Bad Batch reviews and my other video game reviews. Please like, comment, and subscribe on to this video or any other video. Really hate to bother you guys about that, but it really helps me know that you like what I'm doing here. And until next time guys, this has been Axel Myth, and I'll see you later.